video. There's going to be a Toby video every day. That is, as long as I don't totally crack myself up and I can do it. But you have to watch them. Okay, you guys don't have to do the assignments, but you do have to watch them. And you have to watch all these videos this week. If I'm going to do them, you've got to watch them. So anyway, I'm going to put it down just so you can see my table. But I just want to see you guys. I wish I could see all of you. We may have to schedule a class meeting so we can all say hey, and I know it's not the same as being there, being able to touch and hug and laugh and make fun of each other. You all are at home right now making fun of me, and that's okay. I'm a big girl. I can take it. All right, I'm gonna put you down. Okay, so what do you do with the old t-shirts? So I'm going to show you, one of the first things I'm going to do is take an old one and I'm going to cut right along the bottom edge and cut that rolled up hem off. And honestly, I started out to show you how to do a different technique, and you need the whole t-shirt to do it. And so now I've got to go in search of a t-shirt I can cut up. But what I'm going to show you on this, when you have a t-shirt, you know, it stretches. It's a knit. So this is going like, this would be if it was going around your body. This is if it was going up and down your body. Now, not all knits stretch both ways, and some will stretch one way more than the other. But the cool part about... Oopses, you guys fell over. The cool part about using knits is that they don't ravel. And so I'm going to cut a couple of strips here. And honestly, you could get a ruler and measure them and make sure they're straight and everything. But with what we're going to do with them, it is kind of a waste of time. So here I've got a strip. Okay, not exactly 100% straight, but now I'm gonna get hold of each end. I'm gonna just pull, and look what it does. It curls all up. And some of you kind of had problems, I think, with a couple of the hoodie fabrics that they did this. So the harder you pull, the tighter it's gonna curl up. I don't know if you guys remember seeing that necklace I wore. It was kind of purples and pinks and grays, and it looked like a bunch of little tubes strung together. Well, that's what that is. It's all just t-shirt knit, and they went whoop and made it like this. So it had an idea here. You could use those, and I've got a piece of my denim with the interfacing on it again. You could couch these onto another t-shirt. Now, I didn't want to use up any of my other pieces of t-shirt, so I am going to use the denim real quick. And I know you guys can't see what I'm doing, but I am going to put it on zigzag just kind of for the fun of it. Actually, I'm going to do the honeycomb because I liked it. Oh, I want to lengthen my stitch because it's got really tight together. Woo! I have my window open, and the wind keeps blowing and banging my rulers that are hanging on the wall and everything. Now, I'm not going to take... Yes, I'm hooked on my presser foot somehow. There we go. Might have been better if I had just done the zigzag, because, hang on, Mama's made a mess. I have a lot of extra threads hanging out here. Let me just get those out of the way. But on any time, whether you're using a cord or using, you know, a tube of knit to do this, you can use a contrasting thread color. I gotta tell you, that looks like a hot mess, but if you look here, look, that part looks really good. Okay, so that's what I just want to show you. You can do different things with this. Now, this was just a piece of t-shirt hanging, just a piece of t-shirt, and I tried to do the other technique I was going to show you, and I totally wasn't thinking that it had to be a tube. If you look at your t-shirts, a lot of them don't have a side seam. And if you remember from that video, the life of the t-shirt, and you might not even have caught it because it was so fast. And I have to admit, I had never seen it before. It was a thing, there was a base, and then it like funneled up and all the fibers were going up. T-shirt knit is woven, or knitted, I should say, in a tube. So if you look at a lot of your t-shirts, they don't have side seams. Now, some will, but a lot of them don't. And that's what I needed to do this, what I was going to show you. So this is what I ended up with, and it's not right. But that's what got me to thinking, what could I do with it? So I started pulling some of these, and now I'll pull all of them. So it goes from looking like strips to now I've got tubes. So my thought was you could take a different color, and again, you don't have to cut these real neat. Now I will tell you, you don't really want to cut them wider than an inch, and not really narrower than half an inch, because if they're wider, it won't curl, and if it's too narrow, then it does something weird too. So anyway, like I said, I'm not going to worry about cutting it straight. Whoop. It's like magic. Whoop. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is measure these, and it doesn't have to be quite the same length, but what if you added some of these to this, and you can pin them, or the one thing I wanted to show you guys, you can hand sew. Okay, you don't have to, okay, so you want to see some. This really, I guess, is a little warped, but it's a bear Christmas ornament, and he was sitting on my desk many years ago, and he turned into my needle holder, okay? But when you choose a hand sewing needle, I mean, if all you have is something like this that's really thick, I guess you can use it, but if you use the right needle for the right project, it's much easier. This one does have a point to it, but it's so big around that it will be hard to go through. When you are hand sewing something like this, don't cut a ginormous long piece of thread. I always say, like, hold it in your fingers and just go to your nose. And I know you can't see my nose, but do a double layer. Oh, look, I can thread a needle on top. So when I say a double layer, take your two ends of your thread and tie them together. And sometimes, okay, so a lot of you haven't learned this trick, but put your hand out like this, and you take the end of your thread and put over, sometimes you gotta lick your finger. Put it over the end of your finger and hold it with your thumb. Wrap around once. Don't pull it so tight, cut off the circulation to the end of your finger. And I'm gonna push my thumb forward and pull my finger back while I have to hold this to put tension on it. So I'm rolling forward And I'm gonna put my middle finger up on top of that, and I'm gonna pull, and that makes a knot. Okay, so it would have been helpful. Hang on, I just dropped it. Oh, some days. Well, okay, so face it, you guys are used to, if anything can go wrong, with me, it generally does. I don't know what happened. I'll be honest with you. I didn't get both ends of the thread in there, but I do now. Woohoo! Okay, so I'm going to open up one of my little tubes so it's just flat at the end. I'm going to cut it so it's straight. And I'm going to pin it between the other. Okay, so I'm going to pin it between like that. And I'm going to pin one there. Let me cut one more of these. Whoop, there it is. I'm going to open it up. In case you guys have not been entertained by my ginormous pin cushion, there it is. So I'm going to pin this like every other one. Like, where did it go? So how are you guys doing as I pin this? Are you going crazy? You doing okay? So I'm going to pin it like that across the top. And so see, I'll just add a little bit of color to it. Now, you always want to start this. I'm going to be on the back side. And when you hand sew for something like this, you're going to do what's called a running stitch. And I'm going to take a stitch up. So I don't want it real big. And then I'm going to go down and come back up. So you're just running your thread through, kind of imitating the sewing machine stitch. Yes, that was my finger I just poked. Get the pins out of the way. You want to make sure and pull that so it lays flat. The wind is very gusty today, so hopefully there's not too much background noise. I could have had the boys playing, I guess, huh? So I just did a running stitch to hold that in place, okay? And to make my knot, take a little stitch and don't pull the loop all the way down and run your needle through that loop, and that makes your knot. And you can do it twice if you want to. If it was going to be something that you're really wearing, I would. So see, that's got our pieces together. Now I already made another long piece, and I'm gonna divide it in half and figure out where the middle is. And I had some red here. I could put that on there too if I wanted to, but I'm just gonna fold this over. I know this is turning out to be a longer video than I thought. And I'm just folding the top edge. Whoop, sorry, no, I've got to get further away from the camera. I'm going to fold the top edge over. And I'm just pinning that to hold it. So my other turquoise strip is what I'm folding over the top of. And if I have a sewing machine, I could just stitch right along there, or if I'm hand sewing, I can hand sew. If I had some beads, I could add some beads, and you could make kind of a funky necklace, tie that in the back. So anyway, long video. Didn't mean for it to be peekaboo. So anyway, I love you guys. I'll have something new and different for you tomorrow. So toodles for now. Bye.